What is going on, guys? Your boy Shelnock back, and today I bring you another NBA trade line video. And I know the trade line did end about 4 or 5 days ago, so I'm kind of bringing it late, but I wanted to let this trade settle in before I made a video on it. The trade we're talking about today, as the title says, Tyrese Halliburton and Sabonis. Now, as we have here, the Pacers confirmed a deal following Tuesday night's 133-112 loss to the Atlanta Hawks. Official, we have acquired Tyrese Halliburton, Buddy Hield, and Tristan Thompson from the Sacramento Kings in exchange for Sabonis, Justin Holiday, Jeremy Lamb, and a 2023 second round pick. That trade is very interesting to me because I knew the Kings were shopping. Back before the Ben Simmons trade and everything, there was a lot of push that the Kings wanted Ben. There was some talk about Sabonis and a couple other players that Sacramento needs change. They haven't been to the playoffs in almost my whole lifetime. Actually, it probably has been that long. Pushing what, 15 years? 16 maybe? Somewhere around there. And it doesn't look like it's going to change anytime soon. So the Kings need change. The Kings drafting has been horrible. Marvin Bagley was a huge bust for them. They missed opportunities on so many of their superstars. And now look where he is. He got traded to the Pistons. We look at Davion Mitchell. He's a stud, but coming off the bench with Fox being their starting point guard, which is amazing point guard. But having those two, like, you would think something had to change there. Halliburton is an absolute stud in the NBA. I cannot lie. I wanted the Sixers to trade for him with the Ben Simmons deal because I felt like if we weren't going to get a superstar, Halliburton was the closest thing to it. Because Halliburton, he can score. And Buddy Hield hasn't been as consistent and hasn't been as good as I thought he personally would be. I think he really has taken a step down from where I thought he would be. But I do like him as a shooter. Tristan Thompson I really cared for, but he's a solid backup. He gets you some rebounds, a little bit of rim protection. So I really wanted to get him, but nothing. Obviously, we're going to talk about that trade later. So I'm upset at the Kings for trading away Tyrese Halliburton because Halliburton was a 2 that could play the 1, and I thought they should have gotten rid of De'Aaron Fox. I love Fox. I have no hate towards him. I think the Kings have a couple players that I really, really do like, but I thought moving forward the Kings should have went Davion at the 1, Tyrese at the 2. I don't even know who they have at the 3 right now, but honestly, I probably would have put Barnes at the 3, Sabonis at the 4 or 5, and then you have Rashawn Holmes in there. I think that team actually looks pretty solid. Instead of having Davion come up the bench, I feel like he should be starting because I think he's proven himself enough when Fox was out that he could be a quality guard in today's NBA, and especially going forward, which they're a rebuild team. They're not a team that realistically has any shot at being a playoff contender even and anywhere near soon. So, I mean, they could take that chance with Davion, and he is a good guard. Looking at the stats here, Tyrese Halliburton in his 2 games with the Pacers, he dropped 23, 3 rebounds, 6 assists with 3 steals, and 22, 5 rebounds, 16 assists, and a steal. Shot 6 for 12 from 3, 50%, 7 for 14, 9 for 15, 4 from 6 from 3. Like, on 40 minutes each time. Like, this dude can hoop. Ugliest jump shot I've seen on a modern NBA player, but it is just cash. It is such a clean, can't say that. It is such an awkward jump shot, but it goes in so many times. When he played the Sixers, like the couple days before the trade deadline, when everyone, like Heat was talking about, like, Sixers did not want to trade for him, they weren't feeling it, he just smoked us for like 30-something. Especially that fadeaway 3 over Niang in the right corner. Disgusting. He can hoop, man. And even with like the Pacers, or even with the Kings, I mean, he averaged 14, shot 41% from 3, 4 rebounds, 7 assists a game, almost 2 steals, and almost averaging a block. Like in the 51 games he played. And I mean, even after last season, he's proven himself to be a consistent 3-point shooter. He's a 41% career three-point shooter. And I mean, his points are just going up every year. Like I'm telling the Pacers, he's gonna take a leap. Because the Pacers don't he's gonna be the Pacers' #1 scorer at some point in his career. Maybe not this year, but like moving forward, he's gonna be the #1 option. Because Malcolm Brogdon's good, but he can definitely play off the ball a lot more. And getting rid of LeVert and dumping a lot of these players, Turner's really just a defensive anchor, can shoot some threes, and like, score a little bit when he needs to. But Halliburton is their future moving forward. I think Buddy Hield's going to get traded. I don't see him being there much longer. I think next season they're probably going to get rid of him unless he turns it up to a different level. But I don't see it because he's not good enough to be a 3. He's a pure 2, but he can't play defense. And Halliburton can. And that's his plus. And Halliburton's younger and has more of an upside than Buddy. I mean, like you can really tell, like Halliburton can score. Like look at January 29th against the Sixers. 40 minutes, he dropped 38 points on 11 for 19 shooting and 5 for 9 from 3. With 3 rebounds, 7 assists, 3 steals. At the kid can hoop. Obviously, yeah, he's had some bad games or some he didn't shoot well at the Celtics, Hawks, the little games where he hasn't shot particularly well. But he's also a second-year player. Like he was playing along Fox. Fox is getting more of the touches on the team, and Buddy. Like the dude can flat out hoop, man. Switching over to Sabonis now. I'm really only looking at these two because they are the headlines of the trade. Because I really think it was more of a one-on-one trade. I think the other assets were kind of just thrown in there just because they were trying to dump some salaries, and I think the Kings really did just want to move away from Buddy Hield. But looking at Sabonis, he played 3 games so far. He had a really good first day playing against the Timberwolves in a W. 22 points, 10 for 19 shooting. Didn't hit a 3-pointer, but shot 1. 14 rebounds, 5 assists, and a steal. His next game was like an alright game. 16.7 for 9 shooting. Didn't take a 3-pointer, 11 rebounds, 7 assists. But that Nets game that I watched yesterday night, 9 points, 4 for 11 shooting, 0 for 2 from 3, 9 rebounds, 2 assists, and steal. It's just not good enough. On the season, he's averaging 19 points, shooting 58% from field, but 32% from 3, 12 rebounds, 5 assists, and a steal, and 0.5 block. Like, last year was his All-Star year, and I think realistically that might be it for him. I don't know if he's going to get back to that All-Star level, especially now being in the Kings, where there's a lot more players out there, especially at the 4 to 5 range. I really don't think he has a chance of making the All-Star team again, unless he really does develop, which the Kings are one of the worst developing teams I've ever seen. I do hope the best. I do like Sabonis. I think he's not as good as a passer as his dad. He's definitely not as good as his dad, but he is a really good passing big, and he can shoot the ball a little bit. And I think he has some work that he could do. He definitely needs a little bit more to his game, though. A little more he needs in his bag, but he can really contribute on a solid team. But that's just what the Kings aren't. They're just not a solid team. They have some few good pieces here and there, but other than that, it's a little weird. Looking at the games, like the Kings won against Timberwolves, won against the Wizards, lost to the Nets. So I mean, he has contributed in the 2 wins, but the 1 loss was ugly against a Nets team that had no Kyrie, no KD after the Harden trade. First game for Seth and Andre Drummond. It was a tough going for the Kings in that game, and they really got smoked. Hopefully they can get it together. I think they're definitely a little bit better than what they were before. Losing Halliburton, I don't agree with that. I think that was a bad move by the Kings. I don't know. It really was like this trade wasn't gonna really help them much in the future, but it could hurt them in the future, I think. But like I still feel like they're kind of the same team. Fox still needs to pick it up. He's not right where I thought he would be at this point of his career. I thought he would be hooping a little bit more. Like realistically, like Fox is like a like a poor man's Ja at the moment. He's like Fox can be really good. He could be on that G. I personally think that he should be where Ja is. Ja progressed so much faster than him already, mostly because Ja is on a better overall team, better coaching staff, better system. The Kings just they need to really just take the coaching staff needs to go, the front office needs to go, all of it. Like they need to really refresh everything because that team they don't have anything going for them either. The Pacers, they definitely did have a harder schedule. The games that Halliburton played in 2 games, but they were both losses, one to the Cavs, one to the Timberwolves. The Timberwolves one was a definitely a crazy game. Um, the Cavs won. I mean, the Cavs are hooping right now. I mean, they're a top 3 team in the East, so that was definitely a hard game, especially being the first game. But I mean, Halliburton performed well in both games. I mean, already both 220 bombs already, high assist. He's just such a good two-way player, and is really going to be a problem in this league. Hopefully, the Pacers can get their health back because I think the Pacers' biggest problem is they're not a healthy team. When LeVert was there, he had those problems. Malcolm Brogdon is always out. I think getting rid of Sabonis could help in keeping Turner, but who knows? I don't know how much Turner really likes being there. I think Turner is very valuable on a lot of teams. Chris Durante, that kid can hoop. Gogo can actually, I think Gogo can fail to be a decent big. The matters on how they go about it. Then Tristan is just kind of there. Hopefully Lance Stevenson can get a little bit more under his belt with everything. But and maybe Buddy Hield can find himself a little bit on this team. I think both, like the trade was interesting on both sides. I think we're gonna definitely need that next year to see who really won this trade, and see if either of these players progress. But I think the Pacers might, in my books, I think the Pacers won it because the East bottom, like the bottom couple teams after like the 7th, 8th seed, really have a chance to get the play-in tournament and do stuff. I think the Pacers next year have a chance for like the play-in tournament and stuff like that. If Buddy Hield gets on a roll, Tyrese Halliburton is going to improve next year. Durante is going to improve next year. So hopefully they get Malcolm Brogdon back for a little bit better of a season. I think the Pacers can move up a little bit. But for right now, the trade's kind of just like a flat line for both sides. And we'll see how it goes from there. But that's going to end what I think about the Kings Pacers trade for Halliburton and Sabonis. We're definitely going to get a lot more videos out. I'm sorry, I was slacking a little bit with the trade deadline stuff. I was just processing Harden being a Sixer. I'm going to be releasing the pressers for both Ben Simmons and Harden, my thoughts on both, along with my farewell to Drummond and Seth, and my thoughts on Ben Simmons' career in Philadelphia. So we got like 5-6 videos just on all that coming out real soon. We'll talk about the Montrezl Harrell trade a little bit because that's another interesting trade that I thought, and the Kristaps Porzingis trade. But that's going to end it here. So if you like what I do, you already know what to do. Like, comment, share, subscribe for more. And as always, leave the door open. I'm going to come through. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.